saying? Like that's the problem when you give somebody an inch and they take a yard. Like the saying goes, this this MF think he good. He think he good. You think you good.
This sucker think he can whoop me.
Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? Yo. What are we doing here? Okay. We're getting down in the place to be. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yo. This is episode 148 of the Collective Podcast. I am AC from LA. And he is SG Trilogy. Again, I say he is SG Trilogy. And guess what? SG Trilogy has other nicknames, but let's give him his drop.
New SG Trilogy.
Oh,
New SG Trilogy.
Oh,
New Spaghetti Sam. New Spaghetti Sam.
That I do not endorse that name. That is the most ridiculous. Although I do have a cousin who calls me Sammy Lunch Meat, so there you go. So I have a few monikers all over the place. Yes, Spaghetti Sam. That's ridiculous. What's up, brother? Happy Saturday.
Is it ridiculous? That's only half your nickname. I gotta play the other half. I did my homework. Yes.
Oh gosh.
Shout out to the voice behind the magic, Kayla Sky. That's my daughter. What's up, brother? How are you feeling this week? New nickname and how are you, brother?
New Spaghetti Sam.
Talk to us.
So, man, I'm feeling so much better this week. Last week, folks, sorry that we could not join you, but I woke up feeling just terrible. I feel like I was under the weather. So, yeah, my voice wasn't right. My head wasn't right. I had a little fever, but we are back in the fold. We're back in the mix for episode 148. I'm excited. I feel much better, man. And thank you for holding it down and checking on you, brother, while I was out of commission for a little while. So I appreciate you. How are you doing, bro?
Absolutely, brother. I am doing well. Thanks for checking. Definitely had a really interesting week. Hold on, let me give my drop.
New AC from LA.
Hey. Thank you.
Now, do I need to have her do the drop for your other nickname? Yeah.
Are you still there? We can't hear you, Sam.
Yeah, okay.
New Spaghetti Sam.
You hear me loud and clear.
New AC from LA.
Yeah, I had a really good week. I worked from home anyway, but I worked from home all week, and Kayla was home, so this was her 1 week off from school. And it was a really interesting week. We had fun together. Actually had a dad gang day with two of her friends' dads, where we took the three of them to the park, and then they went to the movies we went to the movies afterwards. So we went and saw the Garfield movie. So and then we had a great week. So the week was great. Thank you for asking, man. I appreciate that. Why don't you let the folks at home and in their cars know how
we have. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, you sure?
Let's go, brother. Let's make it happen. So we have a saying here at the Collective Podcast that Saturdays are always best when you connect with the Collective Podcast, and we truly believe so. There are quite a few ways you can stay connected with us and check us out. Our official website is thecollectivepodcastofficial.com. On Facebook, we are TC Podcast Official. On YouTube, X, and Instagram, we are TC Pod Official. On Instagram, he is AC from LA. And yours truly, I am SG Trilogy. We appreciate you for joining us this morning. We are back. and we're happy to be back. So thank you so much for rocking with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for rocking with us. You know what? I think that maybe I'll let them know topics. So we're gonna go Major League Baseball. Then we're gonna talk about the Women's College World Series. I'll also give you the seedings for NCAA baseball, and then we'll talk a little bit of NHL. Then we'll go into the association. Then we'll go into the W, and then that'll drive us home to the culture, tech talk now, and then the closeout. So we are back in the fold. We're back in the fold. And so you know what? Before we get into baseball, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and pay a bill. You got anything before we pay the bill?
No, man, let's do it. I'm ready to rock, brother. You see, let's make it happen.
It's about time.
Imagine a world where your business runs smoothly without you micromanaging every detail. Virtual Staff Source offers top-tier virtual assistants that help you save time and focus on what really matters. Our virtual assistants are not just any assistants. They are meticulously vetted and trained to handle your specific business needs. From administrative tasks to emergency responses, we've got all bases covered. Why spend hours on non-essential tasks? Our experts can take these off your plate, allowing you to concentrate on growing your business and reclaiming your freedom. Curious about how it works? Visit our site to download our free ebook on maximizing efficiency with virtual assistants. It's packed with insights tailored for business owners like you. Ready to take the next step? Book a free consultation today. Meet your potential virtual assistant and start your journey towards a more efficient and productive business environment.
Okay. And we are back. Oh, look at that smile. The golden smile from the golden child. Yeah, buddy.
Brother Noomsy.
All right, so I was gonna go through the specials from the power rankings for Major League Baseball.
Okay.
And so I will kick it off with that. But actually, did you want to tell them what's now included in Major League Baseball?
I think that would be a great way to wrap it up. So let's start with yours, and then we can wrap it up with that, so we can have a little combo.
Cool. All right. So
Okay.
Here we go. The Phillies are still the number one team in baseball per the power rankings. 2 weeks in a row, Phillies at number one. I'm not even mad that the Dodgers dropped 5 games in a row. But you know what? Let's talk about the Phillies, number one. They have the best record in the National League, with the Dodgers being second. And they have the league-leading offense, and they've had standout performances from pitcher Roger Suarez. He's 9-1 with a 1.75 ERA. He is the league leader in wins, and he's got a very low ERA. And then Alec Boehm's clutch hitting and Bryce Harper's resurgence in May have been key. Now, we have a change in the top two. The Yankees now bumped the Dodgers. Again, I'm not mad. Let's talk about the Yankees. They were number 3 last week. Now they're number 2. They have the best record in the American League. Actually, the Phillies have the best record in baseball. The Yankees have the best record in the American League. And they climbed to the second spot primarily due to their strong pitching. Again, strong pitching rotation. They have the best ERA in the majors as a pitching staff at 2.73. And then Garrett Cole's been out, but Carlos Rodon, Nestor Cortez, and Luis Gil have kept their rotation formidable. And some people say formidable. I don't, but in case you do, just know you can, formidable. Now, our Los Angeles Dodgers, again, dropped from 2 to 3. And, recently vulnerable. 5-game losing streak, swept by the Reds. Cracks in the bullpen, even in the lineup. Max Muncy's been out. That's a key injury. And then we've had little nagging injuries touch the relievers. And so The relievers that have usually been dominant haven't been lately. Luckily, following the Reds, the Dodgers played the Mets and they swept them. And then, unfortunately, they had a rough go last night against the Rockies at home. But again, Dodgers down to 3. Baltimore Orioles, who have been number 1 this season, they hold steady at number 4. Gunnar Henderson leading the charge. He's tied for the Major League Baseball lead, in home runs with 18. And then when you add Adley Rutschman with him, they've been extremely competitive. And when you look at their bullpen, they do need to tighten it up if they want to have a deep playoff run. They really do, because in the beginning you thought they might dominate the AL East, but the Yankees have surpassed them, and the Yankees pitching staff looks great right now. They lead the majors, like I said. So, for Baltimore to counteract that, they're going to need to tighten that up. And then the Cleveland Guardians, they dropped down. They moved up from 6 to 5. And they're competing for the best record in Major League Baseball. They have a better record than both the Orioles and the Dodgers. So they have the 3rd best record in Major League Baseball going into the power rankings publishing. And again, excellent. You see a combination, right? Excellent bullpen, high-scoring offense. Like, that's the thing. And the thing is, well, let me finish them, and then I'll go back to the Dodgers. Jose Ramirez is leading their high-scoring offense, and then they're standing strong. Like we said in the beginning, like they might not be able to sustain this offensive burst, but we're 56 games in. It's not a burst. It's legit. It's sustainable, or at least it has been sustainable thus far. And so I would say this: the Dodgers overall have the pieces to be the best team in baseball, but it's all about what you do on the field. And so injuries have hit, but you know what? Injuries are a part of all sports, not even just professional, all sports. So, and I don't mean the drink all sport. So here's the thing. Notable ranking, the Milwaukee Brewers moved up from 8 to 7. So they're looking good. The Braves are now at number 7, and they dropped down from 5. And remember, the Braves opened the season as number 1. The Dodgers were number 2 and had dropped as low as 6, but they kind of stabilized at 3. The Royals are still at 8. The Mariners are at 9. They were at 10. And then the Padres cracked the top 10. They were at 13. So they moved up 3 spots. Notable drops, the Chicago Cubs dropped from 9 to 14. And they've also been struggling with injuries and then inconsistencies. But they do have a really strong starting pitching staff. So their starters are good, but then they have inconsistencies elsewhere. And then the Tampa Bay Rays, also in that really strong AL East, they dropped from 15 to 19. Well, the top heavy AL East, I should say. They dropped from 15 to 19, and they've just been underperforming, and they've also been hit by injuries. And then their bullpen is weak, and then they're weak at the plate. So the Phillies and Yankees continue to impress with their performances. They have the top spots. The Dodgers, despite being a powerhouse, again, showed some vulnerabilities, and that's affected their rank slightly. The Orioles and Guardians are proving their mettle with strong individual and team performances. And then injuries and inconsistencies have shaken up the rankings for several teams, notably the Braves and the Fuzzy Cubbies. That's what I got, brother. That's what I have. That's what I got. Oh, Ronald Acuna Jr., the reigning National League most valuable player, tore his ACL, and he's out for the season.
Wow.
Well,
one thing, let me kind of piggyback off of what you were saying with regards to the Dodgers. In the past, we've talked about our concerns with the bullpen, but then, we're not even at the halfway point of the season. You weave in those injuries. I would hope that, once we get around the All-Star break, that we will be able to shore some things up, and hopefully we don't have any injuries on the back half of the season, because if you're going to be injured at any time, you'd hope it happens on the front half of the season and you can get all those guys back into the mix and shore things up and go on a real surge once the All-Star break concludes. No, man. So that's good stuff. You know, I know you and I haven't talked much about the Dodgers, especially seeing them with that 5-game streak of losses, and it was just like one after the other after the other. And I'm like, man, is this going to be the reoccurring theme? So they had their hiccups, and I'm hoping that now, you know, now that they did fare well against the Mets, I'm hoping that the Dodgers are ready to rock and consistently win, so we can next week when we're talking power rankings, we'll have a stark contrast from this week. All right, brother. From there, let's talk about it. It was announced this week that the Negro League statistics are now included in the MLB record books. And as we talk about history, as we talk about our disdain for history at times in which some history has been omitted or blatantly ignored, it's great to see the stats of these professional players, of these iconic players. You know, when you mention the likings of Josh Gibson and Satchel Paige and Buck Leonard and Oscar Charleston, to name a few, it's like so many names that you and I have heard these names, but there are kids out there who look like you and I who may have never heard these names. And it's so important to be able to hear iconic names of players that when you look at their stats, you're probably going to not even believe them initially, because there are quite a few stats that jump off of the page. And when we've talked the modern era of Major League Baseball, you know, we've seen a lot of great statistics. But just looking at Josh Gibson and how long he played, and even that, when you're looking at how long some of these guys played, when they've played 18, 20 seasons, and you're like, wait, what? We really don't hear that often at this current day and age. So guys that didn't have the conditioning and the facilities that we have these days, and they were playing in under subpar conditions, to see them excel at the rate in which they did. I'm happy that Negro League stats are finally being acknowledged and we're able to highlight those. Man, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's very important for the game of baseball, the integrity of baseball. In a former life, I learned a lot about Negro League baseball, about baseball culture in general. I was actually able to go to the spot where the Birmingham Black Barons played baseball, you know, out in Birmingham, and I was able to get some history of that. And it's so important. So important. And I think that this is a long time coming. And I don't think that it's enough, but it's a start. It's absolutely a start. So I'm happy about that. That's what I got.
There you have it, brother. All right. Where we going next?
Where does it say? And sleep.
No, we're not doing that this morning.
Hey, what is this?
Man, we are going to some NCAA softball.
No, I know what we're doing, dude. I'm saying, what is this? This is
the podcast.
No, this is the Trifling podcast right now with you doing that. Eat and sleep. You are ridiculous.
Well, look at you like doing like all kinds of voices and stuff. Okay. Do me a favor while I'm doing this, pull up the NCAA, the baseball seedings, so that you can present those after we go through softball.
Okay.
You understand? NCAA baseball. They have the seeds. I think Tennessee is the number 1 seed. Dude, I'm just trying to guide you along.
I'm trying to find it on the sheet, brother.
No excuses. And by the way, T-minus 56 minutes and counting. All right. So NCAA softball. The player of the year for NCAA softball is none other than sophomore Nigeri, aka Nija Kennedy, pitcher, Stanford University. And she's a sister. I'm not mad at that. She has been so dominant, so absolutely dominant. It's been beautiful to watch. And then I'll get back to Nyjah Kennedy in a second. So I'm going to give you updates. The Women's College World Series opened on Thursday. And so the first game out the gate, weather delay, Alabama at UCLA. Mind you, the whole thing is taking place at Rosenblatt Stadium in Oklahoma City. So Alabama at UCLA, once it finally did happen, UCLA won. So the way that this double elimination tournament works is everybody plays on Thursday, right? You have 4 games, you have 8 teams, you have 4 games. The winners move on to Saturday, which means they play today. You have 2 games today, 2 quarterfinals today. The losers from Thursday play on Friday evening. And so again, you have 4 games. But those are not quarterfinals. Those are elimination games because they're already 4 one-loss teams. So again, in a double elimination tournament, whoever loses on Friday is out of the tournament. Okay, so you had Alabama at UCLA. UCLA won, which means they moved on to Saturday. Then you had Duke at Oklahoma. And by the way, Duke is coached by the first Black coach, the first actually coach of color, and she also happens to be Black, to coach their team to the Women's College World Series in history. And Marissa Thompson, let me make sure that I'm getting her name right. I know it, but I'm forgetting it. I just want to make sure that I have it right. I know it's Marissa, and I know it's Thompson. Marissa Young. Marissa Young. I don't know where I got Thompson from. Anyway, so Marissa Young started the Duke program 7 years ago. So literally this program is in its 7th year, and they made the field. They actually won the ACC regular season. They won the ACC tournament, and then they wound up with a 10 seed, which was low because you won your conference and you won your conference tournament. But anyway, they made it to the Women's College World Series, and then they lost to Oklahoma. So that means that UCLA and Oklahoma move on to Saturday, and then on Friday you had Alabama at Duke. In the Thursday nightcap, you had Stanford at Texas. Texas did beat Stanford and Nyjah Kennedy, which means that they, again, would move on to play Friday. And then you had Oklahoma State at Florida. That was the 5 versus 4 matchup with 2 coaches that actually played together at Oklahoma and won the College World Series in baseball. And then they actually coached together in Florida before the Oklahoma State coach left Florida to go coach Oklahoma State. So 2, they're not labeled best friends, but they're really great friends. They had to square off, and Florida won that matchup. So that means that Florida and Texas move on to Saturday, which is today. They move on to today in a quarterfinal later after UCLA at Oklahoma. But on Friday, that means that we had we had Stanford and Oklahoma State. So we had Stanford at Oklahoma State. And we had Oklahoma State pummeled by Stanford. They run ruled them. And what run ruling means is if at any point during the game you are up by 8, once the other team has batted in that same inning, if you're still up by 8, the game is over. That could be in the first inning, second inning, it doesn't matter. So they actually run ruled them in the 6th inning. Stanford was up 8-0 following their at bat in the top of the 6th, and then Oklahoma State did not score in the bottom of the 6th. So then the game was over, and games are 7 innings in softball. So again, today, so with that means that both Stanford and Alabama move on to tomorrow. And I'll tell you how that works. Today, we have UCLA at Oklahoma, and we have Florida at Texas, the number 4 seed at the number 1 seed, Florida at Texas, and then you have UCLA, the number 6 seed, at the number 2 seed, Oklahoma. By the way, Oklahoma is the 3-time defending champions, looking to go for the 4th. All right. So the winners of the 2 games today, this is fun, right? Move on to Monday. They move on to Monday, and they only have to win once. That's the semis. They only have to win once to make it to the final. They don't play each other. They only have to win once to make it to the final. The losers today have to play tomorrow against Stanford and Alabama. So specifically, the loser of the Oklahoma UCLA game would play Stanford. The loser of the Florida Texas game would play Alabama. That's how it works. And so and then all the 4 teams playing tomorrow have 1 loss, right? So whomever loses, those 2 teams that lose are gone, and then the 2 teams that win move on to Monday, and they're in the double elimination. They're in the semis, but they have to win twice to get to the final. So that's how it works. That's what's going on. UCLA plays while we are on this show. UCLA plays at 12 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Mountain, 9 o'clock Pacific, and we'll probably be off the show at like 9:15 Pacific. So that's what I have, man. Like the Women's College World Series is exciting. I'm excited. Go Bruins. We're looking really good. We don't mind going up against the 3-time defending champs. Let's go. Like
let's make sure that we notate the fact that the last 4 championships have run through those 2 teams, because Oklahoma's the 3-time defending champions. The champ right before Oklahoma started this run was your Bruins. So this is a championship of sorts.
Well, and we beat Oklahoma in said championship. So, yeah.
Bingo. So there you go. So I'm like, this is going to be some rock'em sock'em softball today. I'm riding with you guys. I'm riding with the Bruins, and let's see them come through. Let's see them pull this out.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. All right. You got baseball?
Yeah. Baseball?
NCAA
No, I don't have it.
You didn't do it?
No, I was actually doing something else. I'm sorry.
You were supposed to be doing something else.
I know. Something popped up that I had to do, so my apologies.
Oh, it's okay.
Live production. My bad.
It's okay. It's all right. All right, well, moving on. Go to NHL then.
All right, so from there, we're going to talk NHL playoffs. And it's interesting how the NHL has lined up things similar to the NBA in terms of they're playing in the same rounds at the same time. So you'll see on days, off days, meaning you saw that the Mavericks just finished the Western Conference Finals. Well, in the Western Conference Finals, you have the Dallas Stars, who are in the Western Conference Finals, against the Edmonton Oilers. It would be an on game for the Mavericks, off game for the Stars, on game for the Stars, off game for the Mavericks. So it's been every other day. It's been either NHL or NBA. So with that being said, in the Western Conference Finals of the NHL, the Edmonton Oilers lead the Dallas Stars 3-2. And the Stars were up in the series, and it seems like momentum has shifted. So next game up, the next game needs to be their best game if they want to tie up this series and take it into a Game 7. But Edmonton looks like they found their strides. From there, in the Eastern Conference Finals, we have the New York Rangers against the Florida Panthers, and the Panthers lead that series 3-2 as well. So we have 2 teams who are up against the ice right now, and we'll see if we're going to have some Game 7s or if this thing is going to be wrapped up.
Did you say up against the ice?
Up against the ice, not up against the ropes. You heard it here. So I found something interesting, though, as we look at the teams that are currently playing, as mentioned, Edmonton Oilers, the Dallas Stars, New York Rangers, and the Florida Panthers. None of those teams have experienced championships recently. So Florida Panthers have never won a championship or a Stanley Cup championship. The last time the Stars won was in 1999. The New York Rangers, their last Stanley Cup was in 94. And the Edmonton Oilers, their last Stanley Cup was in 1990. So it's been a very long time. And we're going to see a team win that either has never won in the form of the Panthers, and teams that have not won in a very long time with 20 plus or 30 plus years for some. So that's what we have, brother, with the NHL.
So in 1994, it was an interesting run. Pat Riley's coaching the Knicks. Mark Jackson played for the Knicks, but then he got traded mid-season. And I saw Mark Jackson at 7-Eleven on Sepulveda,
Mhm.
just out the Westwood, in a Rangers jersey. And I was like, yeah, I get it. You know, you rocking with the Rangers and not with the Knicks. Because he was a Clipper at that point. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that. I mean, it wasn't for me, but again, you know, in that whole thing, Charles Smith just got blocked again.
The
Just
flailing arms. That was just
and I know that's a different series. That was the Bulls. That was
yes.
but I still have just nightmares about that whole situation. It was ugly. Anyway, so in '94, you had a chance for New York to do it in both basketball and hockey, and the Rangers got it done, and the New York Knickerbockers did not get it done. So that was '94. What's up, brother Cobbs? What's up, brother Cobbs?
Cobbs, my brother.
You actually got shouted out a little earlier. So, but what's interesting is I didn't feel like you gave any respect to the Edmonton Oilers when you said that it had been since 1990. Like you didn't like nod to them or tip your cap or anything. That's where Wayne Gretzky came from. Like, what are we doing here? We know if we're gonna honor the game, let's honor the game. That's the great one.
Yeah,
And
he's
you know why they
a great
stopped
one.
winning championships? Because that dude came to the Kings.
Came
to
to
like
the
bring
Kings.
hockey to the West Coast. So thank
Yeah.
you for that, Wayne Gretzky. Thank you for that. Sorry, Edmonton. Maybe you can get one this year since our Kings are not there, or my Kings. Sam is a Dallas Stars fan. I get it.
No, see, why do we have to do this? Just why?
Uh,
You always throw out these blankets of who my team is.
You said
It's crazy.
you literally just said, hopefully we can tie it up and force Game 7. Your words.
I'm speaking in the land where I currently reside.
You're trying to sneak that jewelry in there.
No, don't even try it.
Do you walk around wearing that? You
Wearing
told
this
me
right
to
here?
be on my display case. But
Yeah,
you
man.
don't wear it.
Look, when I'm feeling like a champion, I'm wearing it.
I need to go get my Westchester ring. And what's funny is I have a Westchester ring. Cobbs probably has 17 Long Beach Poly rings.
17 Jack Rabbit rings.
Jack Rabbit rings. And my ring is not even from when I was there. It was when I went back to coach. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Moving right along. Where are we? We need to pay some bills, or are we talking about?
No, we're going to the association, and I think as we talk about this next individual, I think it's a great time for you to lead this, especially with your shirt and your connection. So let's have you kick off our NBA coverage.
Yeah. And Kyle, feel free to chime in if you want. So this week, there are two people passed away that have NBA pedigree. I guess I'll go with the first one first. I mean the second one first. That actually makes more sense, and then I'll talk more about the other. Okay. So Drew Gordon, who is Aaron Gordon's brother, who had some NBA experience, passed away in a car accident this week. And so prayers to the Gordon family and all of Drew Gordon's friends, and obviously the family members. Also, close to my heart, Bill Walton passed away. UCLA legend, UCLA great, UCLA Hall of Fame, Ring of Honor, all of that. Basketball Hall of Famer. Also, Bill Walton was a guy who really was a student activist, right? And you had a lot of that in Berkeley, and a lot of it in Los Angeles, but less of it in Los Angeles, right? But California kind of spearheaded the student activism during that time, and really the UC system. When you look at UC Berkeley and UCLA, but specifically for us, Bill Walton wanted to absolutely use his voice and use his platform to make things better for students, make things better in the world, and make things fair. right? Bill Walton is someone who just exuded compassion and empathy. And I used to think he was talking crazy when he was, full time on the Clippers, but it didn't really matter because I liked hearing his voice. Like I liked hearing him talk crazy. It's kind of like the Chris Collinsworth thing. A lot of y'all don't like that. I don't care what I like. I like him. I like hearing him. He's nuts, but I like hearing him. I'm not saying Bill Walton was nuts. He said some nuts things in Clipperdom, but Bill Walton just knew the game. Just knew the game and built so many lasting relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It was just very important during his time on campus and then continued to be important to UCLA throughout the decades, not just throughout the years, throughout the decades. Like he followed a lead from Lou Alcindor, who became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the big men in the middle who won championships, but also used their platforms to make things better. And so this week, Bill Walton passed away from cancer. I had numerous chances to meet him through my time covering the Bruins and covering the Clippers. Obviously, I didn't cover him when he was playing there. I know Rodney went to school there when Bill Walton was there, but for me, I'm saying covered the Bruins when I was there, when I was at UCLA and afterwards. So Bill Walton was in the building a lot. Great guy, and he leaves behind an amazing legacy. And I don't really do this on the show, but this is a cat that absolutely meant a lot to me. So, and I'll let you add on whatever you want to add on, but just rest in peace, both Drew Gordon and Bill Walton.
When I think of Bill Walton, I met him in Atlanta airport a few years ago, and he didn't know me from Adam. But when I approached him just to say hello, for him to shake my hand, and I acknowledged his greatness, but yet it was important for him to pour back into me, because he said, "Man, well, you're great for even coming to meet me, acknowledging me, but I'm honored to meet you." And so with Bill Walton, the thing that always stood out for me, I think it was bigger than sports, because he was a humanitarian and he was just someone who cared for others. And, in this world we live in, we talk about so many of the negative things or negative aspects of what we see on a daily. To have someone that just loves others, who's kind, man, that means so much. So his presence will be missed. I'm glad even for the moment that I had to meet him, I'm glad that I had that opportunity, because there are moments like that, when you reflect upon your life and you look back at individuals who you've met or who you've interacted with who have truly made a difference. I can say that he's made a difference in my life and the lives of so many others. Yeah, so rest in peace, and my prayers and condolences go out to the Walton family, as well as the Gordon family, for that matter. All right, brother.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that being said, shout out to all of our first-time viewers, last-time viewers, and everybody in between. Shout out to all of our first-time listeners, last-time listeners, and everybody in between. If you do enjoy the show, please like the show. Please subscribe to the show. Please share the show, and please make comments. Please leave comments. We absolutely appreciate that, because
This is the Collective Podcast.
This is the Collective Podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's really important.
Go.
So, all right. So, NBA draft update. Samuel's godbrother, LeBron James Jr., is absolutely foregoing college eligibility, and he is locked in on the draft. And now that the Pelicans have decided not to take the Lakers draft pick, the Lakers are drafting number 17 in the first round. I think the stars are now aligning for this dude to actually be drafted in the first round. Some say that their bets are high that he can even be the number one overall pick. Like this is bonkers to me. They say the draft is that shallow, but even a number of people who were doing what he did have decided to go back to school. I guess to go into a stronger draft. I don't know. Like it's weird because they say it's a weak draft, but then people are leaving the draft. It's almost like LeBron James Sr. sent out a memo saying, if you do me this favor, you can come to me.
You're there. If you do me this favor, you can come to me. Oh, that's pretty funny. I love your take on it right there.
I mean, does it make sense otherwise? It doesn't.
If you are a GM in the National Basketball Association with a draft pick on the board, do you, I won't use the word waste, but do you spend your draft pick on a player? How many minutes did he play per game at SC? Was it sub 10, sub 8, something like that?
9.8.
Okay. So do you bet? You had your bet on less than 10 minutes per game at USC for your draft pick, the player that's going to lead you into the new world of championships. I don't know, man. Is it a great conversation? Yes, we can come up with all these scenarios. What did you say? If you do me a favor, you can come to me. Yes, we can come up with all these mock scenarios of ridiculousness. This is just ridiculous, man. I'm not wasting a draft pick on. I'm not.
If you do me this favor, you can come.
And that's him.
You think
is he sitting in the throne? Is he sitting in the throne when he says that?
Absolute, dude. Kiss
Yeah,
the ring.
he's sitting up. He's sitting in the throne, and you're like kneeled beneath him, and he's. If you do me.
And listen, and then he's not even wearing like. He's wearing the St. Vincent St. Mary's championship ring. Like that's the ring he's wearing that you have to kiss. It's not even an NBA ring. And then you got to kiss a gold medal. It's wild. It's wild over there, man.
Oh, where are we going right now? Yo,
I don't know if it's Hidden Hills or whatever, but it's wild over there. Wild over there at LeBron's house.
Yes. Boxes of swag from Clutch are being sent to all these kids. Go back to school. Here's your Clutch satchel.
First of all, I am your father. No. I am your agent. Go back to school.
Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, folks. For those of you who are listening and watching, the show has been derailed. Oh, gosh. Okay, man. From there.
Good morning. We got to say good morning to
Roderick. Roddy T.
Roddy T.
Great to see you, Roddy T. What do you have for us this morning?
Woo! Roddy T.
Let's go to the coaching carousel and talk about your team.
Oh, okay. So Ron Lue, former Laker, is not going anywhere. Oh, you mean? Oh, I know what you meant.
There you go.
Looks like the Lakers are closing in on another anomaly. Like, how many times are we just going to pull people out of the sky and make them NBA coaches? And I'm not even shooting at Darvin Ham because he was at least on a bench
for years.
It looks like JJ Redick is going to be the next head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. See what you did, Ime Udoka? See what you did? First of all, you're missing out on a championship. Probably. Hopefully not, but probably. And then second of all, I mean, you left the door open for Nia Long, but she don't want me, unfortunately. I wish you would have done it around me so I could have been like, Nia, ever since Boys in the Hood. But anyway, I would like Ime Udoka to be the coach, but here we are with JJ Redick. But you know what? JJ Redick, LeBron James Jr. I don't want to be here. I'm not going to the games. It is what it is. You know what? But I would be a fan of LeBron James Jr. He's done nothing to me. Not that Senior has done anything to me. I just don't like him on the basketball court. That's all it is. All right. What you got?
All right, man. So we did talk. You briefly scratched the surface on former Laker Tyronn Lue. And Tyronn Lue and the LA Clippers have agreed on a 5-year extension in which Tyronn Lue is getting that bag big time. So 5-year, $70 million extension to remain the top dog, the head coach of the Los Angeles Clippers, as they prepare to move on from the crypto arena to what's their new place called? The Blewett. As they move to the city. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing, man.
Tyronn Lue. Name of it?
What's the name of it?
You don't want to say it.
No, what's the name of it? The what? Intuit Dome? Okay, so the Intuit Dome.
Gotta get into it.
In the city of Inglewood. Yeah, the Clippers are preparing to move there. Yes.
Should we play the clip of Iverson and Lue?
The step over.
Being a Laker? Yeah.
You have it queued. If you have it queued up, great.
Congratulations to Ron Lue for being a Laker champion, and also for continuing to get that bag. Because real talk, they really, not a lot is said about this, but they really wanted him.
Right.
They were all too happy to let Doc get out of there. All right.
Come on. All right. So I read a good article with regards to Tyronn Lue and his coaching prowess, in which the article was saying that he is one of the.
Hey, dude, well, I'm saying, man.
Okay, it's taking too long. There we go.
How about that? Steps over Tyronn Lue. 7 straight
points.
It looked like he was dead in the.
Oh my goodness!
All right, so real quick,
go ahead. The Lakers swept that series. The Lakers.
There you go. Great,
the
great.
The Lakers won that series. They did not sweep. That's not what I meant to say. Go ahead.
So I was reading an article about Tyronn Lue being one of amongst the elite of coaches, amongst the elite of NBA coaches. What are your thoughts? Would you, if you had to say the top 5 current NBA coaches, would you say he's amongst that tier or what?
I mean, isn't he one of the longest tenured coaches right now? He's one of the top 5 most tenured coaches right now. So
right, and
sustainability.
I agree that he's top 5 tenured, but in terms of when it comes to ranking of coaches, is the ranking contingent upon your tenure or is it contingent upon your success? Like where do you rank the success as it comes to ranking coaches? Do you have to have championships?
Well, they fire coaches kind of like you sneeze these days. So I think that there is a correlation. But yeah, I'll put him in the top 5. Just I don't know anybody else's name. So there you go.
There you have it.
Who coaches I don't even. Oh, nobody does. That's right. Yeah. So Tyronn Lue, Doc Rivers. Did Budenholzer get a job yet? He did, right? I throw him in there.
Okay.
That's those, and I know y'all don't believe in Doc, but that's it.
Yeah.
That's it for me. I like Ime. I gotta go with this Celtics dude. Like this, I believe in this dude, and I don't even know his name. But is it sustainable, right? Because clearly, just winning a championship in Boston doesn't mean people think you can coach because they still be crapping on Doc.
Where do you put Jason Kidd in there?
I still don't like what Jason Kidd did to Byron Scott, but Jason Kidd on his body of work as a head coach, yes, I would actually put Jason Kidd. I would go Doc, Kidd, Budenholzer, Lue. And Kidd doesn't have a championship as a coach, but he's about to get one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Strong, but it's a possibility. Yeah.
No,
all right.
It's gonna happen.
Hey, look,
Oh, hold on. I can tell you that. He was absolutely disgusting. He ran that dude out of there. He talked about that man so bad behind his back, talked about him to management, said he wasn't happy. He can't coach. Mind you, in New Jersey Nets history, how many times they've been to the finals? Who coached them? Byron Scott. Jason Kidd got him run out of there. He got him run out of there. It was disgusting. All right. That's all I got.
All right. Okay. So from there, we will go to what do you have? Go ahead.
I have a graphic for the
Okay. Let's do it.
for the finals.
Let's do it.
Hold on, let me find it. Let me make sure it's here. Yeah, I'll let you talk about it, but I know you wanted me to.
Yeah. All right. So
Get
let's
the-
talk NBA Conference Finals, in which we had the Dallas Mavericks against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And we talked a great deal about the youthful, exciting Timberwolves, the ascend of Anthony Edwards, Big Cat, and that team. And then I talked a great deal about the Dallas Mavericks with the dynamic duo of Kyrie and Luka and the supporting cast. And we saw that. I thought that series would definitely go in the Mavericks' favor, but I didn't see it happening in 5 games. I thought in 6 games it would go Mavs, but the Mavs had plans that they wanted to get on to the championship. And so they were able to knock out the Timberwolves 4-1, and they're preparing for the NBA Finals. In other news, the Boston Celtics destroyed the Indiana Pacers. They ripped their hearts out, and the Pacers were on a high after beating the Knicks. The Celtics went ahead and brought that broom out, and the Celtics have been resting for a long while. And so now the finals against the Mavericks and Celtics will tip off next Thursday, the 6th, with games 1 and game 2 in Boston. And it's definitely a team sport where you're looking to stretch the floor, where everyone contributes. But let's just talk about these dynamic duos on both sides, AC, as we look at Kyrie and Luka going up against Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And let's kind of share our thoughts. As 2 Lakers fans here, we've talked about it. The Lakers being tied with the Celtics, 17 championships each. And collectively, I know we've said we don't want to see the Celtics win a championship game or win a championship series. But I can say that the Celtics have looked tough all season. And I think that the Mavericks have their work cut out for them. But if the Mavericks can get up and down the court like they did in this past series against Minnesota, I think the Mavericks could do some things. So what are your thoughts?
Well, speaking of the dynamic duos, I prefer the Boston dynamic duo, but I don't like the Celtics. And so I want the Dallas. I don't care what accolades Luka gets from this. I just need them to win the series. I just need them to win the finals. And I don't want Boston to win a game in the finals. I would like for them to get swept. And the funny thing is, you can have 7 games that are not close, or you could have 4 games that go to overtime. So it doesn't matter how evenly matched you are. You could be super evenly matched and still have a sweep. So I just want to say that to people who think, oh no, they're both good. It can go 7 or just whatever. Or Boston's so good that it can go the other way. It can. I'm just telling you what I want. Yeah, I do feel like the Mavericks can continue to run. And again, we talk about body of work. The Celtics have looked good throughout. Like they've been top 3 the entire season. The Mavericks not so much, but the Mavericks have looked great in the playoffs. Great to close out the regular season and great in the playoffs. I do feel like all the Mavericks have done is prove people wrong, and so they will continue. They have to continue to do this. I mean, there's no way around it at this point. I need it.
I think the Mavericks, man, like this last game 5 against Minnesota, they came out fast, and the games prior to that, they would really show up in the second half. Like they would start off kind of slow and show up in the second half. And I think with the Celtics, they can't afford to have slow starts where they're just trying to play comeback basketball in the second half. But I think, talking about Jason Kidd, I saw his greatness in this last series in terms of him being a situational coach and the matchups that they had, because to see the likes of like Derek Lively, who's a rookie, to see PJ Washington hitting 3-pointers and playing some lockdown defense, like I think Jason Kidd really managed his pieces to the puzzle. He managed them well, and he set them up for greatness because he knew situationally how to employ who he wanted to have on the floor at that time, which that's where I saw his coaching greatness, brother. But yeah, I'm glad we agree, and I knew this wouldn't even be something that we had to belabor for a long amount of time. Yeah, I knew we both were rocking with the Mavs in this series. What else you got, brother? Who else is rocking with the Mavs via the Lakers this season for this championship? What do you have?
Yeah, that's a good question. Probably we talked about juniors already on this podcast, right? Or I'm a junior. Anthony Carter Jr., Tony. So I would say probably O'Shea Jackson Jr. He sent a message out to the Mavericks on behalf of the Lakers. Like the Lakers pulled him into the public relations department, media relations department, and said, "Hey, you can speak for us for one post." And so O'Shea Jackson Jr. decided to share this. Here it is. To our neighbors of the South, though we've had many disagreements in the past, you've always had our support once you've reached the final round. We rooted for you against some of our very own, against Shaq in 06, against Bron in 2011, but now you face our greatest enemy. Stay healthy, stay focused, watch your backs. Hell, make sure they measure the baskets when you play. Also, don't stay in the city. But most important, send our regards to Lord Cuban from Laker fans. So, yeah, that's what you got there from good old O'Shea Jackson Jr.
There you go.
Yeah. So basically you could sum it up as F Boston, because that's what he said in there, F Boston. But we don't want Sam to start sweating, so I just skipped over it in its entirety. Look at him. He's struggling right now.
Thank you.
We already even moved past it, but he's still over there. Dude, we are so, based on what you said.
I know. Yes.
Yeah. So So we'll go WNBA, and then we can go to the culture.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna brief on the WNBA because we're 2 weeks in. But yeah, let's skip the NFL and NCAA football and Olympics. Well, I could do Olympics. There's not a lot to it. But then I'm gonna let you get down on your get down. All right. So here we are. The WNBA, week 2 of the power rankings. The Connecticut Sun look like world beaters. They moved up 2 spots from 3 to 1, and they're the lone unbeaten team in the WNBA. They've shown resilience. They've shown clutch performance. They overtime win over the number 2 team, the Minnesota Lynx, and then DeWanna Bonner has some clutch scoring. The Minnesota Lynx, despite that narrow loss to the Sun, they moved into number 2, moving up from number 4. And the Aces dropped from 1 to 3 with their loss to the Phoenix Mercury. Subsequently, the Aces beat the Lynx this week, but then they lost to they lost to the Atlanta Dream yesterday. So that's a big win and a worse loss. So they'll probably be at number 3 again next week, unless something drastic happens. The Dallas Wings moved up 5 spots from 9 to 4. They, so we're really believing in them right now. Agumba Wale has just been explosive scoring, and they look good. And then the Phoenix Mercury, again, they had the big win over the Aces. They stayed at number 5, and and then Brittany Griner is obviously the player to watch in Phoenix with also with Diana Taurasi, but they have some young pieces that are doing some good things there. The Liberty had a rough week, and they dropped from 2nd to 6th. They had multiple losses, and they've just been inconsistent. So what the resounding theme is, the 2 teams that were the best teams last year and that were in the finals last year and that played in the finals of the Commissioner's Cup are not the top 2 teams this year. It's the Sun and the Lynx thus far, and then the Aces, and then, like I said, the Liberty are 6th, and then the Chicago Sky 7th, and the Atlanta Dream have dropped from 6th to 9th. And by the way, I'm sorry, the Chicago Sky are at 8. The Atlanta Dream dropped from 6 to 9, but with that Aces win, they'll probably wind up moving up. Not a lot of roster moves this week, but the Aces did waive Diasia Fair, and then they signed Tiffany Hayes, who was retired. So she's a big veteran presence, 10-year veteran who retired in the offseason, and they just signed her. So that's what we have for the W. For the Olympics, Gabby Douglas, 3-time gold medalist in gymnastics, pulled out, citing an aggravated ankle. So she's not going to be competing. All right, brother.
That's a big hit. That's a big hit right there. A big hit for the gymnastics team. But, her health is wealth. So hopefully she has a speedy recovery, and she'll be back. She's still young.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to say I'm not going to fight you on it being a big hit, but she's not going to be back. This is a wrap for Douglas's career.
This is it.
Now, if we were saying Simone Biles, that would be different. But no, Gabby.
That's who I was thinking the whole time. Actually, yeah. I'm hearing Gabby Douglas thinking Simone Biles.
No,
there you go.
She's still here.
Yeah.
Notice I said we. It's not just me. I'm what the coach are feeling.
Notice I said we.
It's not just me. I'm what the coach are feeling.
All right.
So
now, it's time for the culture. Let's go.
All right. So the culture is a segment that we have weekly, in which we make sure we bring up some great television, film, and music products and things that we're passionate about. And so a couple of items that I wanted to highlight, and AC actually has a couple of contributions to the culture.
Okay, first of all, dude, I founded this show, okay? Like, that's the first thing. That's the first thing. The second thing is, you don't need to give an encyclopedia every time we go to a segment when you're short on time.
No, this is my segment, so let me rock my segment. All right. So
no. Hold on.
Trying to keep the balance. I'm staying strong. Stop playing with me before I turn to a song.
See, you're wasting time right now.
Hey.
All right. So in theaters now, the Blue Angels documentary is an amazing documentary. It chronicles 75 years of the Navy's elite flight squadron. And if you've ever seen the Blue Angels, it is a documentary that you will truly enjoy. I've seen it, and it is amazing. So I'd say the Blue Angels, a documentary, is a must-see. From there, in the world of television, and I brought this one up before, but I have to reiterate it. We're in episode 4 now of Apple TV's The Big Cigar. This is the story of Huey P. Newton and the Black Panther Party, and it talks about Huey P. Newton trying to escape the authorities who were on his trail and trying to make it to Cuba. And so that project is absolutely amazing. 4 episodes in. It is a binge watch must. If you are a historian, if you've ever studied the Black Panther Party, I suggest checking Apple TV's The Big Cigar. Have you watched any of it yet?
Can you call it a binge watch if you're 4 episodes in?
You can, dog, because who usually has time to sit and watch 4 consecutive episodes of anything? So yeah, that can be a binge watch.
Yes, I watch it every week. I'm up to date.
Are you digging it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, come on, dude.
New spaghetti Sam.
Look, I know who I'm talking to, but I got to make sure you're sticking true to form, okay?
Cigar.
AKA the Big Cigar. That's what I'm talking about. All right, from there, let's go to the world of music. Brother, I stumbled upon this artist that I was not familiar with. Her name is Teneriel. Teneriel. She is an R&B artist, and she has a project. It's 8 songs. The project is entitled Electric Honey. And when I tell you her voice is amazing, her voice is similar. She has a baritone sound similar to a Toni Braxton, but this project is undeniably dope. So I'd say check out Teneriel, Electric Honey. Great project. AC, you should definitely check it out because I know you'll like it. From there, a couple of hip hop projects that I'm truly digging. There's a single out right now with Ghostface Killah and Kanye West, and it's called No Face. And when I tell you, the track alone, production, high quality, the song is dope. So check out Ghostface Killah and Kanye West, No Face. And then West, we taking it back west. The Dog Pound is back with a new project entitled We All We Got. And I think, look, once they release a version that doesn't have such colorful language, we should incorporate some of that into the show because that project is dope as well. Yeah, We All We Got.
Listen, Crybaby, or we can just play it on Patreon and then dissect it. And you'll just have to suck it up. Suck it up, Buttercup. Sam over here talking about, please release the church version. Come on.
No, we need to have that clean version that we can weave through the show because that project is legit, man. So yeah, We All We Got. What do you have, man? What projects do you have to highlight?
I have a single by T-Pain.
Okay.
On This Hill. No auto-tune, just that man's voice. Church version and everything. No explicit lyrics. It is a masterpiece. On This Hill. He gives the perspective of a guy who has done some wrong in his time, but he wasn't wrong this time. And she has done him wrong, and he just wants her to admit it. On This Hill, amazing project. And then Can you relate to that? I've never done anyone wrong, so I can't relate to that. And then the people who have done me wrong have owned up to it. So no, I can't relate to it. I can relate to it in the sense that I feel it and I get goosebumps when I listen to it because I can feel it for other people.
And T-Pain I'm glad you said no auto-tune because T-Pain has an amazing voice and people sleep on him.
Yeah, people do sleep on This Hill by T-Pain. And then one of the GOATs that was originally never slept on, but is slept on a lot lately, MC Mariah Carey has dropped Portrait, hopefully from an upcoming project. Portrait is amazing. Now, mind you, a couple weeks ago, she dropped With Money Long, and now she's got her own song, hopefully from an upcoming project called Portrait. Mariah Carey, Portrait sounds phenomenal.
Yo, I got to check it. I haven't even heard of it. So yeah, I will check that out today.
Portrait. You got anything else for the culture?
No, man. I think we're gonna move on with the culture. And
you know, it's not just me. I'm what the culture feeling.
All right. So that was
New SG Trilogy
with the culture. That was SG Trilogy. We call you SG Trilogy.
I guess depending where you're from, it might resonate in that manner depending where you're from.
He hit him with the resignate.
It's been a while.
All right, so we're gonna go on to one of Sam's favorite segments. Sam is so excited over there. Yeah, so
This is Tech Talk Now. This is Tech Talk Now.
all right. Well, give it to me, Sam. I'm gonna go ahead and play my music. All right. Here we are. This topic was brought to me by Sam, actually. So you know how Sam likes to take shots and say, "Oh, he actually contributed to the culture." Like it's not my show that I let him come on. But this is something that I wanted to do for Sam because he had some questions behind this, and I was like, you know what? He was like, that would be a great segment. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. So this one, digital declutter, master file storage, and go paperless for a greener future. Welcome to Tech Talk Now, your go-to source for the latest technology and how it impacts your daily life. I'm your host, AC from LA, and today we're diving into a topic that's not only about embracing the digital age, but also about making our lives more efficient and environmentally friendly. We're talking about storing your files digitally and eliminating waste through paperless billing and statements. In today's world, the push towards digital transformation is stronger than ever. One significant way we can all contribute to this shift is by transitioning from physical paper to digital files. Let's start with the basics, storing your files digitally. Gone are the days when we needed to keep physical copies of every important document. With the advent of cloud storage, services like Google Drive, Dropbox, and OneDrive, we can now store vast amounts of data securely online. And let's not forget about iCloud, the greatest. These services offer several advantages. First, accessibility. You can access your files from anywhere, anytime, using any device with an internet connection. Whether at home, in the office, or on the go, your essential documents are just a few clicks away. Second, cloud storage providers offer robust security measures, including encryption and two-factor authentication, ensuring your data is protected from unauthorized access. Finally, these services help reduce physical clutter in your home or office, making it easy to stay organized. Next, let's talk about eliminating waste through paperless billing and statements. Many companies now offer the option to receive your bills and statements electronically instead of through the mail. This shift helps reduce paper waste and makes managing your finances more convenient. Imagine no more piles of paper, specifically what Sam was talking about, cluttering your desk, or the risk of important documents getting lost in the mail. Instead, you receive an email notification when a new bill or statement is ready to view, and you can access it instantly online. To get started with paperless billing, check with your service providers, such as utilities, banks, and credit card companies, and opt in for electronic statements. Most companies make this process simple and straightforward. Additionally, consider using online bill payment services, which allow you to pay your bills electronically. This further reduces the need for paper checks and envelopes, and many services offer automatic payments, ensuring you never miss a due date. Another great tool to help you go paperless is a document scanner or a scanning app on your smartphone. Scanning apps like Adobe Scan or Cam Scanner make it easy to convert physical documents into digital files. Once scanned, these files can be stored in your preferred cloud storage service, ensuring that all your important documents are organized and easily accessible. Embracing a paperless lifestyle also means rethinking how you handle receipts and other small pieces of paper. Many retailers now offer digital receipts, which can be emailed to you at the point of sale. For these receipts you need to consider using a receipt management app, which allows you to scan and store them digitally. This not only helps reduce paper waste, but also makes it easier to track your expenses. As we move further into the digital age, it's clear that going paperless is not just a trend. It's a smart and sustainable choice. By storing your files digitally and opting for paperless billing and statements, you can save time, reduce clutter, and contribute to a healthier planet. That's all for today's episode of Tech Talk Now. Thank you for tuning in and letting me talk in. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or topics you'd like for us to cover in future episodes. I'm AC from LA, and I'll see you next time as we continue to explore the ever-evolving world of technology. Stay digital, stay green, and stay tech savvy.
This is Tech Talk Now.
Man, you were spot on.
Thank you, sir.
See, that's the dope thing with Tech Talk Now. As you said, this episode of Tech Talk Now spawned from a conversation we were having. And so I encourage our viewers, if there's something on the tech side that you want to hear about or know more about, email us, send us a message, let us know. AC is completely tuned in, all things tech. And so it will be a great opportunity to connect with our viewers. So yeah, I appreciate that. Especially the part where you said with your receipts, you get your paper receipts.
Yeah.
You can actually have an app in which you can scan those receipts and store them. That's going to help me become a bit more efficient and not hit crisis mode when it's tax season. So I appreciate that.
There you go.
All
right. So then now you know what time it is.
This is the closeout.
So we got to go two things. We're going to let Spaghetti Sam go first, of course.
This is the closeout.
So
New Spaghetti Sam, aka the Big Cigar.
New SG Trilogy.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Look, when it says the big cigar, I feel like I need the Suge Knight picture, the big cigar just hanging like the big cigar. No, good stuff. All right. Cue me up, Maestro. You know I love that. I love that music. There we go. All right, so as we close out this week, my closeout is pretty short this week, and it's about the importance of pouring into others. I was able to celebrate my son's academic excellence throughout the school year, and to see both of them truly excel in the manner in which they have. And it hasn't been do it because dad is pressuring us, but do it because greatness is in us. For me, that truly speaks in volumes in terms of the importance of pouring into people. When you see people who have promise, it could be your family members or your friends or even yourself. If there's some promise, pour into it. You know, AC and I, we have a live show we do every week. We have colorful banter and we pour into one another. We talk every day and we encourage one another. When one of us is down, the other one pulls the other one up. And I think it's so important to be able to identify greatness of others as well as the greatness within, and make sure that you pour into all those who are receptive to being poured into. So that's my closeout.
All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you. That was SG Trilogy. All right. So you got me. So for me, before I go into mine, let me go into a couple of comments from Cobbs. He asked if we're sure that I'm not an AI bot because I love tech. No, brother, I'm not an AI bot. So thank you for checking. Hopefully I proved that I'm not, because I just told you that I'm not. So I answered you. Anyway, this is me.
AC from LA. This is the closeout.
So I'm gonna go ahead and close out. Mine is it'll be a little somber today, so I won't be long. But my sister lost a friend this week on Wednesday. Passed away. It's her ex. It's her ex, but also her friend. And because of how long she knew him, and because of like a lot of mutual friends, he was my friend also. So and hence he's a family friend. He was a family friend. My mom is torn up over it also. But this was an unexpected passing. This is Trevor Tucker from Los Angeles. Some of you probably know Trevor. He did pass away on Wednesday. I just want to give my condolences and comfort to the Tucker family, and Danielle and CJ and Robert, and even my cousin knew him. My friend Jason knew. Like a lot of people that I know knew Trevor, and I want to send my condolences to you all, prayers to you all, thoughts to you all, and just remember, like, you never know when it'll be the last time that you see someone. You never know when it'll be the last time that you talk to someone. So just keep that in mind. Let your loved ones know that you love them. Let your friends know that you care about them. If you love them, let them know that you love them. And just don't waste a moment. Our greatest asset is time. And when time is up, time is up. So just please keep that in mind. And prayers. So that's prayers to the Tucker family, prayers to the Walton family, prayers to the Gordon family, and any other family that's lost someone this week. We had really bad accidents. We had a fiery crash in LA where 2 people were lost. Just a lot. Just prayers. Thank you. All right, brother. You come back on. Where you at? Yeah. And then get rid of that banner. Yeah, man. This I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming through today. And I know you got a role. So thank you again. First time listeners, last time listeners, everybody in between. First time viewers, last time viewers, everybody in between. Good morning.
Mom.
Morning to your mom. Yeah, prayers. Thank you for coming to the podcast. Please like it. Please subscribe. Please comment. Please share. And check us out every week. Also, again, we have Patreon content for content that we don't discuss on the show. We're 2 episodes in there. One is where we talk about the Sean Combs saga. Another is where we talk about the chronicles of dating, app dating, chronicles of app dating in this age.
Yeah. All right, brother. Let's
Notice I said we. It's not just me. I'm what the culture feeling.
Another great episode, man. I appreciate you, brother. Have a great day, and we will catch up later. And thank you to all our viewers and listeners. We have had an amazing time today, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Make sure you check out
the Collective Podcast.
Yep.
And go to our official YouTube for more. TC Pod Official. Check us out and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We've had a great time.
Wow.
Let us pray.
Appreciate you.
Yep.